Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sofo Soccer Channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Heron's Haven podcast. And I'm glad you guys can join us here today. This is the preview to the Inter Miami versus Atlanta United round one of three playoff round. Yeah, round one best of three playoff game. We're going to be talking about quite a few things today, not just specifically about the game itself that will be happening tomorrow at 8:30, but we're gonna give our predictions, the squad updates, and all that fun stuff. But we're also going to talk about a couple of other things that I have here on the agenda. Mainly, the two main talking points is going to be about the Messi Cam that the MLS and TikTok have revealed. And we're going to be doing an MLS bracket challenge presented by MLS. So we're gonna do that challenge here on stream after we talk about a couple of one specific thing. We're gonna talk about first is the Atlanta United versus Montreal game, which was the wild card game that happened on Tuesday. We're gonna talk about that first. Then we're gonna dive in to all the fun stuff. But welcome back again. So let's talk a little bit about our opponent and who they played on Tuesday. So we're obviously playing Atlanta United. Atlanta played Montreal on Tuesday in the wild card game where they ended up winning on penalty kicks. Now, in that game, Atlanta United actually they were in the lead. They were in the lead. Uh, they were winning 2-2 in the beginning of the game. And then Montreal somehow tied the game or they were winning 2-0, excuse me. Montreal somehow tied the game 2-2 in like one of the last minutes. Joseph Martinez, the ex Inter Miami player, scoring both of the goals, one of them from a penalty kick. And I didn't think when the game originally started, I thought that Montreal were going to be a lot more clinical in front of goal. They were really, really taking a lot of chances, especially from distance. But and I really thought that they were gonna come out on top after all the pressure and the chances that they were getting. But then what's it called? Then Atlanta started to get a little bit more momentum. Um, Mainly, I want to say in the second half, I thought Atlanta United they had like or no, in the first half, excuse me, they were getting a little bit more momentum. Montreal started to kind of slack off a little bit. They Montreal did try to come back a little in the second half. I mean, they obviously did with the 2-2 score, but I really thought they should have won it. And to whether I'm glad that they won it or not is not really it. Like I said in the previous live stream, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I didn't want Montreal to win for the sole reason that I don't want our players to travel to Canada and to travel to Montreal um just for a game like a couple of days after this first game. Um but at the same time, I didn't want Atlanta to win because we suck playing Atlanta. We haven't played well against Atlanta in quite a while. I think in our last like three, we haven't beat them in our last three games, if I remember our head-to-head like record. But we really really don't perform well against Atlanta, whether that's away, whether that's at home. So it was really a double-edged sword when it came to that. But hey, Atlanta won. Congrats to them, and now they're through. To be honest, the whole playoff situation with like eighth and ninth place playing a playoff game is like it's a weird thing that MLS are doing, to be honest. But it kind of is what it is. It doesn't matter. That's a whole other topic that I'm not going to get into. But regardless, they're through, and now we await for them at Chase Stadium tomorrow night. It's going to be a pretty difficult game, in my opinion. I think Atlanta are really, really going to take us to the three games, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, like I said, we've always struggled against Atlanta. Atlanta have been playing really well away from home. Also, as of late, I think they're undefeated in their last five away matches. So it's going to be very, very difficult. And even when we go to Mercedes Benz, we still don't perform well. Playing on turf, it's always been an excuse, right? It's always been a factor. Last time we went to Mercedes Benz, we tied 2-2. Last time, earlier this season, when Atlanta came to us at Chase Stadium, we lost 3-1. And even last year when we went to Mercedes Benz, we lost 5-2. It was a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I genuinely think if Miami don't screw this up, like if they play their cards right, if Tata picks the right players, we do the right tactic. If the players are on their game, especially when we have like an informed Messi, um, who's been just kind of killing it as of late, right? Ever since the international, since he's returned from the international, since he returned from injury, but ever since the international break, he's been doing phenomenal. So if we're on our game, then I think we could take the first game. We might lose the second. We might tie, lose the second. No idea how that's gonna work. Most likely, I feel like we're gonna lose the second game, and then if we can come back and get a result at home at Chase Stadium again, sure, like that'd be great. That'd be awesome. I really hope that we can get it in 2 games, but in my opinion, I feel like Atlanta are gonna play the long game. They're gonna take us to 3, and I mean we're just gonna have to hope that we come out on top. The biggest areas I think we're gonna struggle with is the midfield. I mean, it, it the defense is something that we've always questioned throughout the year, but I was watching the Battered Herons podcast not that long ago, or I think it was yesterday. I watched it, and they kept mentioning that we are like what, the ninth, I believe they kept saying was the ninth best defensive team in the league. And whether that is very impressive, especially because I felt like we've been doing a lot worse than that, for some reason it just it doesn't feel that way. It for some reason I still feel like we're a little bit sloppy. We're a little bit loose is not the right word. I don't know. Like it's something. It's not. I don't feel secure with the midfield slash defense area, especially like I always mention in defensive transition. And I feel like with if Atlanta is going to just sit back. Like if Atlanta are going to play defensive the entire time, which I highly doubt they will, but if they're going to play defensive and play counterattacking ball the entire time, I think we're going to lose, and that's 100%. Like, and that's just 100% a fact. If Atlanta sit back the entire time and just play pure counterattacking ball, I think we're going to lose. And no matter if that's home or away. Ace Leonel completely disagrees with me, saying that we're going to win both games. Just watch. That's what I'm hoping for, but I'm just kind of putting in. I'm trying to put like some sort of a realistic, or not, maybe not realistic, but I'm trying to think of it. Um, I'm not trying to be solely biased towards Inter Miami. I genuinely think this is going to be extremely, extremely competitive. We always struggle against Atlanta, and I feel like tomorrow night it's not going to be any different. The defense always panics, says Ace Leonel. It's specifically Aviles. I mean, like we have Martinez back. I don't know if Bushi's gonna be playing in that center back spot. I don't know if Noah Allen's gonna be taking that role. That's something that we're gonna talk about towards the end of the stream. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, Aviles has been. I think he's been looking a little bit better ever since his last suspension. He's been looking a little bit better. But I mean, just overall, he's just not impressed me, and I've never, ever, ever, ever liked him. Liked him in that center back spot. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna be hoping for the best. I'm gonna be hoping for the best. I do want to mention though that I mean we've been on an insane run, to be honest, in the MLS season. We've won our last 3 games. I think we're undefeated in our last what, five, 9 games. We're undefeated in 9 games. So we're on a crazy, crazy win streak. We are also unbeaten in 9 home games, which is very impressive as well. So at home we have made it a like essentially a fortress, and which is very important, especially in front of our home fans. Having that record or having that stability at home to where you can go like play in front of your home crowd with confidence. Um, Knowing that you can beat what you already know will be a very tough opponent. And this is like a kind of a make or break, right? Because especially like just imagine if we lose this first game, there's no way we're winning the second. Like I highly doubt if we lose this game tomorrow, there's no way we're winning the second because I think the pressure is gonna get to them. Unless like Messi and Suarez and Busi come up with some like motivational speech and to hype up everybody. I feel like because like all the pressure is going to be on Inter Miami. Ever since Inter Miami has won this supporter shield or have come close to winning the supporter shield and the points record and all that, all the eyes have turned on them to now win the MLS Cup. So I feel like if they don't make it at least past the first round, it's going to be criticism after criticism after criticism from everybody, from the fans, from the media, for like everybody's gonna be like, "I told you so." Miami are washed. Miami this. Miami that. You're nothing without Messi. You're nothing without that. And then all the haters are gonna come crawling back. Right now, everybody shut up. Like everybody has shut up and have been leading towards our side. But I feel like if we lose this first game, and if Messi has an off game, as Suarez has an off game, or like whoever, if depending on who they play, if players that can't afford to have off games, we're gonna be screwed. Didn't Aviles come back from a red card just to get another red card? So the thing is with Aviles, right? The thing is with Aviles, he's not suspended for this game, but he just keeps getting yellow card after yellow card. So his accumulation of yellow cards just continuously adds up. So he's getting suspended like left and right, but he hasn't been suspended again yet. Um, Whether he will in this next game and in tomorrow's game and next week's game, whether he does that or not, I'm not sure. But as of right now, he's not suspended. But hey, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I'm not doubting us at all. Like I'm like I know it might sound like I am. I'm not doubting Inter Miami and what they're capable of and their efforts and anything like that. I'm not doubting it at all. I am just prepared for a really good game. I'm prepared to compete. I'm prepared to face Atlanta side who are gonna give it their all. And this is an Atlanta side that honestly has been struggling in the league. I'm pretty sure like ever since like Tata Martino left. Like ever since they won the MLS Cup that one time, I feel like they haven't really been anything crazy. Like if I Yeah, no, they've always just I'm scrolling back to different here. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. I'm scrolling back to different league standings and this is 2021. I believe they're here in 5th. 2022 they were in 11th. Let's go to 2019. They were a lot better in 2019. So like they've been this is where they kind of dipped. I think ever since COVID is where they kind of dipped because they were always a pretty competitive team. But now look in 2022 they were in 11th. In 2023 last year they were in 6th, so they did play playoffs. So yeah, I don't know. Now they just barely made the playoffs. So I don't know. It's gonna be. I'm just prepared for a game because they're gonna give us everything. They're gonna play. They're gonna just try to play for pride at this point because there's no way that they are favorites or even close to favorites to being the like to winning the MLS Cup or even getting the Eastern Conference final, semifinal, whatever. Like they're not even supposed to make it past this first round. They weren't even supposed to play in playoffs. Period. So yeah, I don't know, but this is one of those trap games. So this is one of those trap games. If we can overcome this trap game, I think that we can. We'll just have to steadily just navigate um through the rest of the games. We have home field advantage. Yes, we do. Since we finished at the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference and even in the Supporter Shield, but in the Eastern Conference we finished as the 1 seed. We're always gonna have home field advantage. Um, we're always gonna be playing at home. The only exception is that in this best of 3 series, we are going to play a game away. So we're going to play the first game tomorrow at home. The second game is going to be at Atlanta. And then if there has to be a third, then we play back at home. And then after that, it's just going to be a one game elimination. Um, and then also throughout the entire tournament, as far as we go into the tournament, we're always going to be playing at home, which is great for us. Um, if we make it to a final and then we play another 1 seed team, don't know how that works. I don't know if we're gonna get it because we have the higher because we won supporter shield and we have that over them. So I think who ended up for I think LAFC. Yeah, LAFC got the 1 seed in the Western Conference. So let's say it's a Inter Miami versus LAFC MLS Cup final, then I think we would still get it because um we finished first in the supporter shield standings. I think that's how that works. But anyway, we're always gonna have home field advantage. So I'm hoping for the best. I really am. But let's move on to some other to another topic that I want to discuss that I thought was pretty interesting and pretty funny. We don't have to spend too much time on this, but I read this article and there was a lot of other announcements on it. But apparently, Messi and TikTok and the MLS, they're all going to be doing a thing where there's going to be a Messi Cam that will be streamed tomorrow night for the game. Now, this is very cool, I guess. Like this is going to be it's very funny because it's like I don't know, like who I mean, I'm going to be watching the Messi Cam but I wonder like if they why are they doing this now? They could have honestly done this all season, to be honest. They could have done this all season, but yeah, they decided to do a Messi Cam. I'm pretty sure they've done it before. They've kind of teased it in the past where they would on the bottom right corner, they would just kind of show Messi sitting on the bench. But they're gonna have a Messi Cam for tomorrow, so then I'm assuming that they can get more people to watch and just kind of solely focus on Messi, which honestly I'm anticipating a lot of people to be on this stream. If you guys want to like get a notification about this, like when this starts, I can link you guys this like thing, and then you can go and you can sign up. You don't have to pay or anything; it's completely free. But that to RSVP is just essentially you turning on your notification uh, that the broadcast is live. But yeah, no, I think this is gonna be pretty funny. I'm definitely gonna have the Messi Cam and the game open at the same time. I'll probably have the Messi Cam on like my laptop or something, and then I'll have the game on the screen. But I think it's gonna be very, very funny. It's gonna be very interesting to see first of all if Messi does anything different, knowing that he's going to have a camera at all times on him, and to just kind of see what exactly what he's gonna just like what he's gonna do like throughout the entire 90 minutes of the game. I feel like it's just gonna be like 70 minutes of the game is gonna be just him walking. I feel like, and if it's not, then it's gonna surprise a lot of people because even when we're not paying too close attention to him, he's always just kind of walking around. So I feel like the Messi Cam is just gonna be just Messi walking the entire game. But we'll see what happens. I thought that would be pretty fun and pretty interesting thing that MLS are doing and TikTok are doing just to kind of get people to I guess watch more of the game, which is very fun. But yeah, Skrilla's joining the chat saying let's destroy Atlanta, vamos Miami. I really hope so, dude. I really hope we can finish it in 2 games. Um, I've said it before that I think Atlanta I might take us to the 3, but we're just gonna see what happens tomorrow. I'm gonna do like a starting 11 prediction and then a score prediction at the end. But before I did, I wanted to wait until more people join. But I mean, it doesn't really seem like that many people are gonna be coming. But what's it called? Because I wanted you guys to help me with this because I have like the 2024 MLS Cup playoff bracket challenge that I want to complete with you guys. And so I wanted to wait till there was more people so that we could all like do the challenge together. But I mean, now I guess we could do it at the end, and then maybe more people will come in the end, and then we'll just kind of do it like a squad prediction, like a squad update, squad prediction, like starting 11 prediction, and then we can get to the MLS playoff bracket in the end. So I mean, yeah, we can do that. Did you hear about the Messi? We literally just finished talking about it. Is it true? Yeah, so it's definitely true. I left the link right above your message. I left this link in the chat to like sign up to get notified when that stream is gonna go live. I've already said it's gonna be very funny just to like watch Messi for an entire 90 minutes, like laser focused on him for like the whole thing. But yeah, no, I just finished talking about that. But yeah, no, it's 100% true. In terms of squad updates, there is no update in terms of injuries. Everybody who has been injured is still injured. Ruiz is still injured. The only new guy that's the only new player that's injured is Ustadi. I think he suffered something, I think pretty minor. But it's not gonna really affect us as of right now too much. So that's not really something we gotta worry. Matias Rojas, I think they said that Matias Rojas returned to training, but I highly doubt he'll be available for selection for tomorrow's game. So we can probably exclude him from the bench or even from the line from the prediction of the starting lineup. And it says here that Oscar Ustari got a hamstring injury. So I don't know. That seems pretty serious. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Rojas returns to injury. Highly doubt he'll be there tomorrow. No Ruiz, but that doesn't matter. But everybody else is still available. So, in my opinion, right, I've always said it, and I've been a very huge advocate for this tactic, for this formation, for this style of play. Um, and that is the 3-4-3. In the beginning of the season, I know we've heavily criticized Tata Martino for using a five back, for using the three back, because it just simply did not work in the beginning of the season. But ever since we've re-implemented it and had more time with it and more experience with it, played a lot more minutes with this formation and with this tactic, I think that it has definitely clicked with the team a lot more. So, but I feel like it can only work with specific players, and we can't just throw anybody in there, and it has to be done a certain way. And mainly, and this is how I see it, and a lot of you guys, and you guys can disagree with me or not, but essentially with Drake Callender and net, I think with the three center backs, with Noah Allen left center back, left as playing as a wide center back, with Sergio Busquets as the middle center back, and then either Toto Aviles or Martinez as the right center back, with Jordi Alba and then Ian Frey as the wing backs, like slash wide midfielders. I think that as the back four, back five, I think it's gonna really, really insanely improve, or at least help. Like, it'll give us a lot more structure in the back line. It'll give us a method to play out from the back. It'll give us a way to efficiently transition to defense. Noah Allen, and this is why I bring up Noah Allen. A lot of people have been really disagreeing with me on this Noah Allen situation of him starting at the left center back position. I'm like, dude, every time that Noah Allen gets minutes on the field as a left center back in a back three, he does great. Like, he plays very, very well. And honestly, and that could just be that we all have very low expectations for Noah Allen, and this is not trying to give any disrespect to him. This could just be like the fact that we have low expectations. So anything that he does positive, we just take it as like, oh my god, like he's doing great. It could be that, or he's actually doing fucking great. So like he's quick. He's obviously not the tallest. He's not the strongest, but he's quick. He's agile, and he can freaking defensively transition back into position. He slows down the counterattack. He slows down those through balls. He slows down that whole offensive play, that offensive buildup from the opponent, and allows the other players, the midfielders, the other defenders, to transition back, and it just gives us a lot more time. It gives our guys a lot more time to get back on defense, which is something that we just can't do. And then when we do get back on defense, it just seems like we're out of it. We get completely out of it. Whether that we miss time a tackle, when the ball falls to us, we'll get all like flabbergasted, like we'll get all messed up. It's really, we just get all over the place. Like, I feel like we'll get all over the place when we do that. So Noah Allen, I think, does a really good job in doing that. And then even so, he'll play as a wide center back. So when Jordi Alba plays on like that left in the left mid, left wing spot with either Gomez or Robert Taylor or whoever's going to be playing on that left wing, when they come in centrally and Jordi Alba takes over that left flank, Noah Allen's going to be there at the left center back spot. Play, excuse me, waiting in that position to slow down those transitions, and he gives us that speed and agility on defense. So that's why I think that's why I like Noah Allen at that left center back spot. But and yeah, and with Busi, he gives us that way to build up from the defense. That's something that El Toto can't do. I don't know if that really Martinez can do that. But him playing at the left center back, I think is he a lefty or a righty, Martinez? I'm hoping he's a righty because I know Noah is a lefty. But anyway, them two, Ian Frey. I still believe that he's a lot better than Chelo. Chelo offensively, it just hasn't impressed me. And um, as a wing back, he needs to be able to do both. He needs to be able to be more threatening, more efficient offensively, and be able to deliver crosses into the box, be able to make passes from our own defensive third to the midfield, even to our attacking third. He doesn't do that. Ian Frey has been doing that, and he's been doing it consistently every single time that he gets that start, or when he comes off the bench. Every time that he's put in that position, he does it well. Um, so Cheddar needs to hit the bench. Cheddar needs to hit the bench. Ian Frey needs to make the start. And I truly believe that for the midfield too. Now this could be a little bit not tricky, but this could be a little bit questionable, right? So I don't like the midfield two. I really don't like us having a midfield two because I feel like especially when we have a player like Redondo, which I'm gonna get to either in this episode or I might talk about it in another episode when I kind of do like a whole like season review. But Redondo, I don't like it. Like I don't like Redondo in the midfield too with Bright because I feel like Redondo exposes us too much. He'll lose possession in the midfield. He'll miss tackles. He'll do bad passes, dispossessions. He'll lose he'll miss interceptions. I think there's too many negatives for Redondo for him to be in a midfield too. I think with the midfield three, maybe with Redondo, it'll be a little bit more secure. The question is, will Tata resort to the midfield three? I mean, you can if Busi plays as an anchor. I mean, you're essentially playing a 4-3-3. But I don't know. I don't know. And I mean, for Bright, it's like don't forget about it. Bright has been literally one of the most I think underrated players in the entire league, and somebody that has literally been drafted or like somebody that we got literally from the super draft. Like this is not something that you would expect a player to do coming straight from college. So he's been playing like he's just a pro. Like he literally plays like he's a pro, and he's been doing this for a while. So Bright, there's no like concerns with Bright, but it's his partner. It's who he's paired with. It's what I'm worried about. But the thing is, the problem with that is that with Redondo, like we don't have another option. We can't play Benja there. We can't play Benja in a midfield two with Bright. Like it's just not gonna work. We can probably do if you were to play a midfield three, you could probably do Benja. Nah, not Benja. You could probably do Busi Bright Benja or Busi Bright Redondo. But if they're gonna play a midfield two, there's no other option but Redondo. So that's the only thing to kind of consider when you do play the 3-4-2 or the 3-4-3 is the who like do you trust Redondo with Bright to be the midfield two um to kind of like to like that like to secure your midfield to be like your midfield to be the core of your team. I don't know. I would say no. And for the front three, it would be kind of obvious with Messi and Suarez being the main two attackers. I think for the left wing position, I mean like it would kind of be difficult to not go with with Gomez. It'd be pretty difficult not to go with him. I didn't like Taylor. I mean, like Taylor has really been a bench player ever since like Diego Gomez has just kind of been popping off. I mean, like, but when he did play in the past, like it would be pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I just think Diego Gomez overall is just he's just been a better option. I'm gonna be honest because every time that I'm not saying that Taylor's bad because I feel like ever since I think Taylor has always been pretty good for us. I think he's just been in the shadow a little bit more with Gomez, with Messi, now with Matias Rojas a little bit. Like so, he's just kind of been left out, forgotten in a way, and I don't know. And I think the performances that he's put recently have been extremely mid, like extremely average, and they're probably not going to be able to do anything. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to the starting spot with Suarez and Messi. Um, I mean, but hey, we'll just have we'll just have to see. But that's why I think if we don't play the 3-4-3, I always get that mixed up. If we don't play the 3-4-3, then I think we're just gonna have. I think we're gonna do then something similar to what we did last time out versus New England, with who was it? What was it? Jordi, Aviles, Martinez, Chelo, with Busi in the midfield, and Busi and Bright in the midfield. I've always said that we needed to see Busi and Bright. They showed that to us. Busi and Bright in the midfield with, and you could probably put Diego Gomez in that left center mid. You can put Redondo, you can put Benja, and then if you want to go with Taylor the left wing, sure. Suarez and Messi up top. Gressel, I don't think Gressel's gonna get a start, to be honest. Actually, no. Fucking Tata Martino always starts Gressel, and I don't have a problem with that. But I think with Busi and Bright in the midfield, I don't know. I think with Busi Bright in the midfield, you can't play Gressel because Gressel's gonna be like that Carolero, the Mitsala, the like that wide player, that wide play, maybe not a wide playmaker, but just a wide player to get into the width, into the wider channels, so that Messi can cut in and Messi can play more centrally, and then you can even have Cello or whoever's gonna play that right back spot do like overlaps and things like that. You think that Gressel might start? I mean, like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that he does because like he just always starts because he's Tata's favorite, which so it makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. I feel like if the midfield has Busi and Bright in it, then shouldn't start. I don't think it would fit. If Busi and Bright are in the midfield, you would have to play somebody like Cremachi or Redondo. Like you would have to. But or Gomez to put it to be more of like a box to box. I think Gomez would probably be your best bet, and then you could probably put but playing Gomez and Taylor, I think at the same time at this point, it's not gonna go well. I mean, like I think one of them has to come off the bench, just so you can have something off the bench. Um, because in all honesty, we don't have any like weapons off the bench. Like we have Campana who can do something, and then we have that's it. I mean, that's essentially it. We have Campana. Like we're not gonna play Sunderland, and Ruiz is injured, so I don't know. Farias, I mean, what about him? He's been injured all season. I've said this multiple times, and I don't know if you've been asking it or other people have been asking it, but no, Facundo Farias, he's been injured the whole season. He's been in training. He's training well apparently. He's been getting his shape. He actually just did an event. Like he just did like a signing, like a fan signing a couple of days ago. I think today's what, Thursday? I think he did it. I don't know if it was earlier this week or last week, but he did like a signing in Miami. I had no idea if I had like apparently like a couple of my friends went to it. They had no idea who Facundo Farias was, but they took a picture with him regardless. I'm like, bruh. So yeah, and if I would have known, I would have went. But hey, it is what it is. Have you used? Have you used what? Oh, have to use holistic? What does that mean? I'm stupid. I don't know what that I don't know what that means. Holistic thinking? I don't know what that means. Am I stupid? Let me look that up. Could he absolutely not. Facundo Farias is not even gonna be Facundo Farias is not like registered. I don't even think he's registered for this season. He's still on I'm pretty sure he's still on the injury list. So he's not gonna be available until next year. Holistic? Holistic. Characterized by the belief that the parts of something are interconnected and can be explained by only the reference. I don't even know what that means. Like strategic? I think it means strategic. Anyways, hope Farias paid his child support. Oh, that's crazy. How the market value work because Toto is three times of. Oh yeah, no, I mean I don't know because I don't have an explanation for that. It's just Aviles was really highly anticipated to be a pretty good center back, and he just completely flopped at least for this season. So I mean, like hopefully he can be a lot better next year, but he's definitely flopped for being the most expensive center back signing in MLS history. But I don't know. That's why I think that the starting 11 is going to be. Um, in terms of prediction, in terms of how I think we're gonna win tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we're gonna win tomorrow, but I think it's gonna be extremely, extremely close. It's not gonna be like a 4-0. It's not gonna be like a New England. I definitely think Atlanta are gonna strike first. I 100% think that Atlanta are gonna score first, and then maybe we can bring it back from there. But I think it's going to be extremely back and forth in like for the whole 90 minutes. And whether they go 1-0 up or 2-0 up, it's going to be really, really tough for us. So hopefully we can be on our A game. Hopefully we don't make, especially in the first half, like if we can have a better first half, because I think that that's where, at least that's what happened on Tuesday. Or was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. That's what happened on Tuesday. Um Atlanta were having a pretty like decent first half, not in terms of like controlling the ball or anything, but in terms of opportunities. I think they were pretty clinical. I mean, like, nah, I guess not really, because both of their goals came off of like set pieces or like headers. I'm pretty sure it was. I don't know. Defending against set pieces is gonna be pretty. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's gonna be tough. Like the fact that this is going to be a close game, guys. Like I'm telling you right now, guys. I really want to do this bracket challenge with you guys and kind of predict like what or how everything is going to turn out by the end of the MLS or MLS Cup playoff. Here, let me go like this so you guys can see this like that, and then I'm gonna move myself over here. Okay, cool. Uh, Obviously, I've already said I think Miami are gonna go through, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a best of three. They're gonna win 2-1. Like overall, I'm telling you. In terms of if we continue down this right side in the Eastern Conference, we got Orlando, Charlotte. Charlotte, I think they're still one of the better defensive teams in the league, and yeah, they've only conceded 37 goals this season, which is honestly extremely, extremely impressive. And that's going to be something that Orlando are going to struggle against, even though Orlando, they're very, I think Orlando are a pretty mid team, to be honest. So I think I don't know if Charlotte are gonna win a best of three. That's the only thing that makes me question these games. Is that they're best out of three. It's not like a one and done or winning and or win or lose and go home. Can Charlotte win in a best of three? Maybe. I can see Orlando, but I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna go safe and play Charlotte. I think Charlotte should be the favorites going into this game. Cincinnati, NYCFC. I don't know. NYCFC, I think they had a slower end to the season, if I remember correctly. Let me close all this out. They dropped down to sixth before they were like fourth with Red Bulls. Cincinnati are up in third. They've had like this 3-game losing streak. Mm, Cincinnati, I feel like they've really kind of been killing it this year. In a best of three series, against NYC. I think in a best of three series, I think NYCFC are gonna take it. I think NYCFC are gonna take it in a best of three, specifically, especially when you contribute the fact that they play at Yankee Stadium, and I think that Cincinnati playing at Yankee Stadium could be a lot of trouble for them. Maybe a best of three. I want to say like Dev. I want to say NYCFC are the underdogs going into that game, but I think in a best of three, NYCFC are going to win. Ah. My dog just groaned. What, buddy? What's up? Um. What was I saying? What was I talking about? My dog distracted me. AC Milan saying that Cincinnati is going to win. You think so? I mean, like Cincinnati are really good. I'm not trying to take that away from them. And NYCFC are not bad at all. We'll go with ACL. We'll go with ACL prediction, and we'll go with that. Columbus and Red Bulls. I think Columbus should be winning this. Um, Nancy's just too good of a coach to not to lose to the Red Bulls, and I think the Red Bulls have been really falling off in these last couple of games. Um, yeah, I think they've been kind of falling off a little bit. So I think that should be easy. Columbus should be taking that. Hold on, let me like open the door for this dog. All right, sorry. So yeah, I think they should be taking that no problem. Them and then Cincy. Actually, let's do the other side first, and then we'll get into the semifinals. So for the Western Conference, what do you guys think? So we have LAFC. I think they're the one seed in the West versus Vancouver. Um, LAFC. I mean, LAFC. Honestly, and with all respect, they should be making it to the MLS Cup Finals. The only team that should really be putting like it has to be one of the LA teams that make it to the final. LAFC, I feel like they've been way too good in the West to not make it to at least a conference final. But hey, that's just me. I'm just saying. With Cincinnati, with Seattle and Houston, I feel like that's gonna be a really good game. Seattle and Houston. With both teams having like decent seasons. Here, where are they at? They're like this is the fourth. Yeah, this is fourth and fifth. So if I were to go based on, who do the CS? They have Morris and La Vega. They have Roldan, Regan, and Gomez. The Seattle Sounders have only conceded 35 goals this season. They scored 51, conceded 35. They are undefeated in their last 5 games. Even more than that. Yeah. They actually lost to Seattle. Oh no, wait, they actually lost to Portland. 1-0. They lost to LAFC in the Open Cup. I mean, like these losses are not crazy. This is the biggest loss, so yeah. I mean, honestly, Seattle are having a pretty. I mean, I think I'm gonna go Seattle. Honestly, let's go back to the table here. Let's go to Houston. I mean, so record-wise, they're not bad at all. They've only also conceded 39. So defensive-wise, both teams are really good. So like both teams are really good defensively. This could be a very interesting game. It could be honestly be a lot better than I anticipated. I think I think probably Seattle are probably the favorites to go through, but that is genuinely going to be a really good game to play or to watch. We have RSL versus Minnesota. I think RSL are gonna go through on that one. Minnesota, where do they end up in sixth? Yeah. And then LAFC versus Colorado, LA Galaxy should be going through to that one. For LAFC versus Seattle, I think LAFC are going to go. Honestly, I think both of the LA teams are going to go through and play that conference final. Ultimately, this is going to be a great game. Don't know, like, LA Galaxy are fucking stacked, too. I mean, the Galaxy are pretty stacked. How. But Jovelis Painsil is a real threat on that left wing. They got Peck. They have Puig, obviously, with Marco Reus. Jeez, man. Our boy McCarthy. I haven't showed you guys, but I don't know if I've ever said it, but McCarthy gave me his cleats before. After a game, we like lost like 5-0, and he gave me his cleats out of frustration. I thought it was kind of funny, but dude, LA Galaxy, they're big, man. We tied to them earlier in the season too. Dude, am I crazy for going with the Galaxy here? Though I think the Galaxy are gonna win this. I'm not gonna lie. How much prize money does the champion of the MLS Cup receive? I honestly don't know. Prizes. Let's go to prizes. There we go. So the grand prize is $2.5 million awarded in the form of a check. Second and third place gets an wait, what? MLS Store gift card. What are you talking about? Oh no, this is for the bracket challenge. I was about to say, what the fuck? That it does not sound right at all. How or what does the winner of MLS or MLS champion prize money? This is from last year. Let's see. There's no promotion or relegation. The MLS teams aren't awarded any money based on their league position as seen in the Premier League. However, MLS does hand out cash for certain postseason. Oh, I think it's for like TAM and shit like that. What? Oh wait, there we go. For some reason, it didn't like show up. I think it's for like TAM and GAM and all that stuff. So it says MLS Cup final winners, they get like 300K, shit like that. It's like, yeah, because it's not like I knew it wasn't something like the Premier League or literally any other European league where they give you like millions of dollars for finishing first, second, third, or fourth. I think it's like you get like you get like a draft stuff. It's like in the NFL, like you get like a draft position, like a draft picks, and then you'll get like certain amount of TAM or GAM money. I'm going with LAFC. Shit. All right, the disagreement. I mean, like I think LAFC. I'm not saying that LAFC like this is gonna be a really good game, but I feel for some reason I feel like LAFC are gonna bottle it. Like in the last, I don't know, they're gonna do something stupid and bottle it. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that LAFC win it though, because I kind of want LAFC to win it because I really want it to be Miami versus LAFC. Like that's how I want it to be. But I don't know. For Cincinnati versus Columbus is going to be an insane game, guys. Incredible fucking game. Who would even win that? I mean, I'm gonna go with Columbus, but I'm only gonna go with Columbus because of Nancy. Dude, this is kind of crazy. There is no guarantee that Inter Miami are gonna make it all the way to the final, and I kind of want to put that out there. Like for Inter Miami, when you really look at the bracket and you look at these teams and you look at who we have to play, like we have to play if we win. Let's just say we win. Let's say we beat Atlanta. Atlanta are already hard. We suck playing Atlanta. Then we have to play one of the best defensive teams in the Eastern Conference, Charlotte. Then if we beat them, we either have to play Cincinnati or Columbus, two teams that we've went toe to toe with, all season and even last season. We play the winner of that, and then we'll potentially have to play one of the LA teams, as they are one of the favorites to win the whole thing. Like, this is not an easy thing at all. And it's a win or go home situation. The best of three series is only for the first round. So, like, Charlotte is going to be one game and one game only. Yes, we're going to play at home, but regardless, the Columbus or Cincinnati or whoever ends up going through that game, that's it. That's a one game. That's a one and done. I don't, guys. It's gonna be really, really hard. I really hope that Miami play. I'm gonna be honest. Total number. It says you ask me total number of goals in the whole tournament. I don't know, 56. That is way too much, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna hope. I'm praying that Inter Miami are gonna win. That's why I'm choosing them. I'm also being a little bit biased for supporting them and things like that, but in no way, shape, or form is it going to be easy, and it's going to be insanely difficult. I hope that we're up for the challenge. I hope that we don't let it get to our heads, and also at the same time, I hope people aren't really too harsh on us for not winning, not for like not winning the whole thing. But if we don't get past the first round, then yes, absolutely, like go off. But if we make it to the final and we lose in the final, it's not a failure of a season. I'm gonna be honest with you, like. But that I'll save for another time for another episode. We'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. Um, But these are competitive teams, and we have a very difficult road ahead of us. And I think that, and not just for us, but for every team that like Columbus. Like if Cincinnati and Columbus go through, that's going to be really hard. If NYCFC versus Red Bulls, that's a very competitive game. Whether we play Orlando or Charlotte, that's going to be really like if we play against Charlotte, which I'm really anticipating, that's going to be like we might lose that game. We genuinely might lose that game. Whether we go into like, or we might tie in regular time and then might go to overtime or penalty kicks, whatever the regulation is. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be extremely hard. I just wish we were in good. We are in good form. What do you mean, Ash? We are in good form. We're undefeated in like 9 games. We're in amazing form. It's just how. It's just that we make it so dramatic. Like we make it like we literally took we conceded 2 early goals against New England, and then we ended up scoring 6, right? But we scored 2 back-to-back, or we conceded 2 back-to-back goals against New England, the worst team in the league, in the first minute and like in the 18 15 minutes, something like that. And we were like struggling. We were really struggling. So, and I mean, then we obviously bounced back, but so no, we're definitely in form. We're definitely in form. I promise you. Like I could show you the record. Like we've won our last 3 games, and we're undefeated in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're undefeated in 9 games. Watch this. We're literally undefeated. So we've won our last 3. 1, 2, 3, we tied. We're still undefeated. 1, 2, 3. That's 6. That's 9 total games that we've played without losing. We took a close loss in the Leagues Cup. Maybe you don't count Leagues Cup. If you don't count Leagues Cup, we still have these 2. So we're in MLS. We are 11 games undefeated. We're not in bad form at all. We're in amazing form. And then look at like we're in quite literally amazing form. This is the worst loss that we took all season, or probably in history. Then this is in Leagues Cup. After that, we've been winning and tying. We are in amazing form. We are in fantastic form. So we just have to carry that over to the playoffs, because this is now where it truly matters. Is now in the playoffs. This is where the big boys come and play, man. So this is how it's gonna be. But I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. It's been almost an hour. I've kind of went through everything that I wanted to say. I gave my. Oh no, let's give a prediction. Let's give a prediction before I wrap things up. Hold on. Prediction for tomorrow's game. Tomorrow is gonna be an 8:30 kickoff at Chase Stadium. We're playing Atlanta, who have honestly they almost lost to Montreal, and the fact that they're even in the playoffs is kind of a miracle. In all honesty, we should be winning this first game. There's like zero excuse that we don't win a home game against Atlanta. I understand that Atlanta are in good form away from home, but we have been in just insane form. And I think in home matches, we haven't lost in like 9 home games. Something crazy like that. Something crazy like that. Anyway, I'm going to say Inter Miami will win. And I think Inter Miami are going to win. And I think we're going to win 2-1. Genuinely speaking, I think we're going to win 2-1. I think Messi's going to score. And he might get an assist. I think 2-1. Nah, maybe not 2-1. I think 3-2. I think we're going to win 3-2. 3-2. That's my final prediction. 3-2. Martinez was rusty. I'm not gonna lie to you, he was rusty. So hopefully he can come back better. Apparently he's 100% fit now. So I'm gonna be expecting a lot more from Martinez this time around now, because now is what really matters. I was really hoping that he would play a couple of more regular season games, but unfortunately he couldn't. Obviously with the injury, I don't really blame him. We got a 4-2 prediction here by Vasanov Hole. Then we have Ash saying 3-1 for Inter Miami. I like those results. I like those odds. I only say I just don't think we're gonna. I think they're gonna score more than one. In my personal, like Atlanta, I think they're gonna score more than one. So that's why I'm saying 3-2. But anyways, I'm predicting the win, and that's all that matters. So hopefully we can go into the away leg, but with a win. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Herons Haven podcast here on the SoFo Soccer channel. My name is Matt. Have a great rest of your night. I will be live tomorrow night for the post game reaction for Atlanta. Apologies if this went a little longer than usual. And I appreciate everybody that's come with Ash, with Skrilla, with Ace Lionel, Francisco, with Vasanov. And you guys are really, really awesome. And Anthony, excuse me, and Anthony is also here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow around, I want to say 11 o'clock, 11:30, or whenever the game is supposed to end. But yeah, have a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys then. Bye, Miami. Let's go, boys. Let's go.